Yeah, the place that you're always talking about, what is it called? Like a qua qua, a ka ka, what is it?
Welcome to amorephillyunion, where we're wondering, are the unions starting to look like the union? We are your hosts. I'm E.
And I'm C. And
And
we may have Paul, we may not. We're not
yes,
sure. He is traveling and he is occupied at the moment and may be able to join us, but we're not sure. So we'll see.
He's our live roving reporter. um, yeah, so let's jump into the game. The Union welcomed Nashville this past Saturday. Nashville sitting in first place. Um, they're having a great season. I think they're still in Champions League or Champions Cup or whatever it's called. I think they still are. I remember hearing the announcers talking about that at one point during the game. Basically, they're having a really good season. And the fact that they came to Philly was going to be a pretty big test for us. Because, I don't know if you guys have heard, we're not having the best season right now. But so, yeah, with Nashville coming to Philly, this is going to be a pretty big test for us. I mean, it's kind of early in the season where every game is starting to weigh more and more, but that's where we're at. So let's just pull this Band-Aid off right away. I originally wrote in my notes, DC United was a 0-0. Was that a 0-0 win? Then what was the next game that I said was Montreal was a 3-3 loss. I don't know. This one I wrote as a 0-0 draw.
Really?
Well, sort of. All depends on which half I'm watching.
Okay.
But maybe let's start at the beginning because that's a very good place to start. Anyway, of note in the lineup, Iloski's starting up front again, which I'm a big fan of, honestly. His name pops up a lot in my notes. Aldo starts up front. This is Kevin started on the left wing, and this is like a second or third start, I think, so far for the season.
Second, I think they said on the broadcast, yeah. So
the buddy cop duo of Danley and Lukic were in the middle, which that was good to see. And then we kind of the standard back four of Harry Macania, Sery, and Westfield. And then, of course, good old Blake and that. Oh, I forgot to mention the right wing was Indy. So kind of same, kind of different. Tweaks, right?
Yeah.
I remember from last week's post-game conference, which I'm doing this off my memory now because I have no idea where my notes went from last week. But Parnell saying about trusting the process, trying to find that, the combination that works, stuff like that. So, this is probably in that line of thinking. But yeah, I don't know. First half, I kind of felt the Union were definitely holding their own, if not, I thought pushing more. The which side of the field is the camera looking at more metric, I thought favored the Union.
Yeah, for sure.
One of the things I noticed in this game too was maybe a slight playing style change. I just felt it was a little bit more of the I'll call it the Spanish tiki-taki, short, quick, fast moving passes, which is fun to watch, right? Because it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like watching somebody juggle, a lot of moving things going on. It's entertaining. And I guess it was kind of effective to some degree. But
well, I mean, it beats just lobbing it down the field and hoping that there's somebody at the end of it, which is, has happened too much this season, or just like getting overexcited and kicking it where they aren't. It's been
Absolutely.
way too much of that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either because it's just kind of
mm-mm.
like, you know, I don't know what the good rhyming shorthand for that would be, but the whole, just these Hail Mary passes. So I'm glad we're not doing that. Yeah,
No, and if it's
absolutely.
done out of desperation just to clear a ball, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if it's an actual tactical attempt to score, it's not working. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, so kind of some shining moments for me, at least in this first half.
mm,
Um, I liked how Lukic played in this game.
hmm
I felt like he was eager to make stuff happen out in the field. Early in
hmm
the game, there was again the quick passes. He was kind of coming down the center, give and goes, ticky tacky.
hmm
What was the oh gosh, Ted Lasso, the episode where when they're in the Netherlands
The
and they have
triangles.
the triangles, which is total
Yeah.
soccer, right? So it was
Total
kind of
soccer,
like
right?
total soccer, but
Yeah.
a little with the Spanish speed to it.
hmm
I mean, Lukic had a shot that just went over the Nashville goal.
hmm
The intent was there, the idea was there, which was good to see. And the other thing for me is Iloski. I think he just was a critical player in this game. There was
hmm
that free kick in the first half, um, left side, and I know it was Kevin and Iloski were standing over the ball, where they do the whole like, which one of us is actually going to kick the ball?
Yeah, right.
It's which sometimes feels kind of silly. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
all right, come on. Um, but this time, Kevin just started running down the left side, and
hmm
then like Iloski just kind of chips the ball down in front of Kevin, and he kind of did Kevin kind of did like a little bit of a shass, right, where
hmm
it's a shot, but it felt more like a quick toe poke of a trying to cross it in front of the goal. But anyway,
hmm
at least it was on net,
Right.
um, which was nice to see. You know, I think it's worth noting too that um, Nashville did not have what Carnell called did not have their big guns out in the field in the first half. Like Mukhtar was not out there in the
hmm
first half, and then is it Serge was out there?
Storage. Yeah. I'm unclear if he is
Or is
in some
he?
way injured. It said there were no injuries, but I'm not sure. I saw on one site that he may have been had a knock, and then another said no, there were no injuries. So I'm not sure.
Oh, Knight. That's who came in. That's right.
Hey,
That's
here
who
he
it was.
comes. There
This
he
just
is.
in, our muted remote correspondent. There he is. So, yeah, what was
Where did we leave off, you're saying?
yeah, so Kevin taking a little bit of that shot pass. Um, yeah, so I mean, it's good to see Iloski on the free kick, Kevin trying to capitalize on it. And again, that was around the 29th minute, so about halfway, two-thirds of the way through the first half. Um, yeah. Well, I was saying earlier how I felt like the first half, the Union looked pretty stable out there. Felt like they were playing with a plan, with all this quick passing and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you thought of in terms
I
of their.
I definitely felt like this was a very entertaining game. Once again, a 0-0 draw that actually was fairly entertaining to watch.
Mm-hmm,
hmm
Both teams doing some attacking. It definitely felt like Nashville was sitting in, inviting the Union pressure throughout. I don't really remember much difference between the first and second half, but it felt like they let the Union take it to them, which I was kind of surprised by,
hmm
because Nashville has been doing so well in the
Right.
league. I thought that this might have been one where they were going to just kind of put their foot on the throat on the Union's collective throat and just take it to them.
Right.
But like you were saying, like there's a different feel to the way the teams were playing, and whatever the Union were doing, it definitely seemed to kind of I don't know if it threw off Nashville or if Nashville had intended to strike mostly on the counter,
Hmm.
But it was definitely good to see the Union on the front foot.
Yeah. And like, what are the kind of themes I think for my thoughts about this week was based off what Carnell said last week, right? And somebody asked him, what does a win look like against, or what does a win against Nashville do for the Union? And he was just basically saying, like, we want to look and feel like ourselves, so that's kind of the question I'm asking myself, like watching the Union in this game while it was a 0-0 draw, did it feel like we were watching a little bit of the old, that the Carnell Union swagger?
Or
I could
are they
see
just
that.
starting to gel? I mean, or is it a
That was
combination
starting to
of the
gel.
two?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure which.
Time will tell, I think, is
Mm,
probably the next part of
Yeah.
that statement, right?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Like this is one data point.
right.
Yeah.
Where do we go from here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's against a really, really, really quality side in Nashville,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
but where do they continue to build on this? Do they revert to their previous approach? Previous results? I don't know. Um, Hopeful.
Yeah.
We're not a Philly podcast for no reason. We're all hopeful that they'll continue it, and certainly
Mm,
going up against you know New England and Orlando, and then again in Columbus, there's some opportunities here for the Union to get
Yeah.
some points against some of these teams. I mean, to come out with 1 point against Nashville is definitely a success this season.
Yeah. I had made some notes here watching the post game press conference with Carnell, and I think it kind of drops in nicely, I guess, with what you're saying, because Carnell was saying about basically what did he think about this game, and he said on any other day, this game looks and feels more like us, right? That any other if this season was different and we had a 0-0 draw against Nashville at home, who were in first place, we'd be like, yeah, okay. We the way we played out there looked, looked stronger. He said, how do you say it? They got the clean sheet, but they didn't get the reward.
mm.
So, it's a little bit of a little bit of something to
A
be
tie
happy
that
about.
feels like a loss, you think, in his mind?
No, I think what he's saying is, well, what he did say, right, is that this game was not perfect, but it was better, right? We can build on this. That yeah, basically, this is the if we were in such a poor standing right at this point, I think
Right.
we would kind of be happy with this game, but because we got those 7 losses and only 1 win, it feels a little bit more um,
Dire.
non-ideal,
Hmm.
but
It doesn't to me, to be totally honest. I mean, I know I recognize it's one data point, but I really thought we were just going to get our hat handed to us, and I realized they didn't
true.
necessarily play, um, some of their heavy hitters at least at first.
Hmm.
Believe I'm not sure, but I believe they might have. At least some of them came in later, and I
Yeah,
think
Mukhtar
part of
came
that.
in later.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's what I
second
thought. So
half.
thank you. I wasn't sure. I was
Mhm.
just checking, trying to find it. But um, yeah. So I was a little surprised by the result. Just given some of our previous matches going up against the first team, I just figured, okay, we're just going to get trounced. Now they may have been a little foot off the gas because right now, as we speak, they are, like you alluded to earlier, they are playing in the CONCACAF Champions uh cup
Cup.
Oh,
game.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's I guess it's the semi. It looks like
Okay.
it's the
Yeah.
semi if I'm reading it right. Regardless, it's an important game, I'm sure, for them. So they probably were trying to conserve some resources,
Yeah. Sure.
and not necessarily bringing out all the guns to beat the last place team. So I understand that. But I mean, we have had our hats handed to us by less so this season. So one
Do
data
you
point,
recall? Do you
but
recall what the win-loss tie percentages were when they showed them in this game. I feel like the
yeah.
Union were like a 44% chance to win, and I just kind of was
Blinking.
Was this the game?
flabbergasted by
Was this
that.
the game? Or am I getting confused with
Or was
last
that the
week?
previous one? Like either
Last week
way,
was the 30-30-30. I mean, not exactly, but it was sort of like, well,
I
we
thought
don't
I
that
know what
just
it's going to
remember
be.
seeing that flash up at one point during the game, and I was like, I don't know who these odds makers are for MLS, but they are smoking some primo crack or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it just did not make sense to me.
I thought this was the game where the odds, the percentages that started was like the largest percent. I thought was like a pretty big middle gray section that said
Okay, maybe
was
I'm
going to be a draw.
misremembering.
I could be wrong about that, but I feel like it was like 50% chance of like a draw. It's like, wow, that's the first time I've seen, the win percentages actually be the minority percentage.
To be
Okay.
fair, that was well into the game, so there may have been a point where that bar was very
Yeah, maybe
different.
that's where I'm
So,
getting it. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, um, well, I don't know. Maybe it's just worth talking about some of like your own highlights from this game. For me, Iloski. Even those guys he didn't score in this game. This guy, I said this before, he is just on the prowl.
Mhm.
He's gonna get a goal. It's just a matter of time. I wish I could say the same about Damiani. I know he's good at getting knocked down. I know he's good at complaining to the ref. I'm saying these things just so karma tries to stick it to me by giving him a unstoppable scoring streak. That's fine by me. But Iloski, the guy, I don't know. He's just fantastic. Even though he was thwarted by the goalposts, actually.
Mm. So is
Carnell actually.
Indy.
What's that?
So is Indy.
So was Indy. Yeah. Carnell even said if it
Mhm.
wasn't for the goalposts, we were talking about a 3-0 win,
Mhm.
Yeah.
That and one of Iloski's good shots, and I'm not sure exactly who it was at the very, very last minute. They blew the whistle immediately afterwards. That wasn't a goalpost situation. That was an actual stop.
Yeah, that was in LA.
But still, that was, that was another one where it felt a little bit like we ran out of time
Ran out of
before.
game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean,
the goalpost stopped the shot from Iloski, Indy, and Anello.
Anel might be interesting.
Yeah.
Too. It's nice to see him in the mix. So more interesting than bless him, Damiani has been. So
and I guess they're slowly working him back in
right.
to the full team.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Augie.
Yeah.
Augie, I know.
Gus.
Augie. What's that?
Gus.
Gus.
Augustin. Yeah. But it was a little scary to see Jaffet go off early
Yeah, right.
in that
Mhm.
game. I mean, obviously it worked out for the Union, but this guy who's been building some chemistry with the rest of the back line, it gets subbed off in what, 14th, 15th minute, something like that.
Yeah.
And bring Martinez in for the remainder of the game. Yeah, it definitely was a little concerning.
Yeah.
But the defense showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the other thing I was thinking, was that's what we've been complaining about. And they did show up for sure.
Yep.
I don't think that they were called on for a ton of heavy lifting, but they made they didn't give Nashville much to work with when Nashville got those counters.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing Carnell talked about with the defense. Somebody asked him about the change in the defensive mentality in this game. The fact that they maintained this clean sheet, and I mean this probably falls under the category of trusting the process. But he said that they've just been working on like strategic structure and how they're connecting and stuff like that. So yeah, they seemed more sturdy, more cohesive, in this game, which is good. Maybe this is the beginning, as you said, Christy, of the congealing, the jellofication of the team. So
It sounds unappetizing somehow.
with pieces of pineapple floating in it.
Okay, now you've gone too far. Yeah, who knows? Maybe it is. I guess we'll find out this weekend because we're playing the second place team.
Yeah,
So
in New England.
yeah, so that's an even bigger challenge
Yeah.
in that regard.
Yeah, I think this is kind of a rinse and repeat. We're going up against
Yeah.
one of the top ranked teams. While they're not first place and second place, but we are facing them at home.
They're home.
They're home, exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're home, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Carnell puts together. I think it's worth noting you're saying we got about 4 games, and I think this includes the New England game before the break.
Right.
So it'd be nice to do something with these remaining 4 games to kind of, go
Get
into
on
the
the
break
good foot.
yeah, exactly.
Well, let's take a look at that. So we've got New England on Saturday in New England. Like you said already, Christy, the number 2 team in the conference. Now we got Orlando midweek. Orlando is currently 2 spots above the Union and 13th place in the East. Then the Union host Columbus the following Saturday on the 16th. Columbus, which is currently in 10th place. So you definitely feel like Orlando and Columbus should be fairly competitive. And to finish the schedule before the World Cup break, Union then travel to Miami, who is currently in 3rd place in the East. So they've got games against away at the 2nd, away at the 13th, home to the 10th, and away to the 3rd place teams, all before the World Cup break.
Yeah. Which I did not realize is almost 2 months, a 2-month long break.
It essentially is. It's from May 24th to July 22nd.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I'll be honest, I appreciate that because there's just going to be too much stuff to watch.
Yeah.
During World Cup and Tour de France, and I was like, I no, how can anyone expect me to do my job?
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. That's kind of all over the place. I mean, you have two that if we are doing a little better, should be within striking distance, then 2 that who knows.
Well, it depends on how much Messi wants to score before the World Cup starts.
Yeah, that's a good question. Will he even be playing?
Is he playing in the World Cup this time?
I honestly don't know.
I can't see him not playing. Yeah, I mean,
if
he may not start, but you're going to bring Lionel Messi in as a super sub,
especially since Miami's hosting games, including the 3rd place game at the end.
When does he have to go into the hyperbaric chamber?
Yeah.
Between every game.
Does he do that right after each game?
Oh, I thought maybe they would just keep him in there until, the start of the World Cup from a certain point.
It's like Winter Soldier. They just put him on cryogenic freeze between games. So he's, as far as he knows, his life is just game after game after game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the severance of sports.
Oh,
right?
God.
Yeah, with the right makeup, he could look like
Adam Scott.
Adam Scott, yeah. Or make Adam Scott look like Messi. Somehow we're gonna have to work in the Severance theme song into this week's social post. So I did have a question about this week, and I'll throw it out to you guys, especially now that we know that
Monday, then Tuesday, then Wednesday. Anyway, go ahead.
We got 4 weeks before this break, and then the break is 2 months essentially. I'll be honest, after watching the it was an exciting game, but again, it was another 0-0 draw. Yeah,
Mm.
defense held, but to be fair, yeah, 3 of our shots went off goal. As Carnell said, if the ball went 3 inches in the other direction, we'd be talking about a 3-0 win. But here's the thought I have. If things don't start to appreciably turn around before this break, I don't think, I wonder if the chances of the Union sacking Carnell is ticking up out of,
What do you think
pretty
they might
much
make a
you gotta
a skipper change at the
during that 2-month window. I mean, if you're not liking what's happening, it's not a bad
unreasonable?
time to do it, since the team's going to be kind of on hiatus for 2 months. It's honestly, that's almost like an off season,
Yeah.
you know.
And hey, if the
Especially.
Phils can do it, why not the Union?
Yeah.
The Phils just let Rob Thompson go, and yeah,
Mm.
it's an
So
interesting point. Would they let him go for half the season
For my
and
previously stated reasons, I kind of hope not, because I feel like there's been enough.
mhm.
And I understand. I don't think at this point, I don't think we're not going to turn it around and come back and win it. And I'm saying
turn
that in hopes that
around?
we do turn it around and come back. No, but but I see your point, and I hope that if they were to do that, that they would do it because they had somebody in the wings, not just to do it because they want to make a point, and everybody always fires their manager to make a point or to seem
Mhm.
like they're doing something, even when they don't have a plan. I want them to have a plan if they do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one of the things too I was thinking was, with all these trades during the off season, and there's always stuff that goes on behind closed doors that we're not, privy to, nor should we. But it's like, I just wonder what the dynamic is between Carnell and the whatever, the higher ups. I don't have any reason to think it's not good, but yeah, I don't know. It's not just Carnell driving what happens on the team. So
Well, it's
yeah.
interesting too because who knows who pulls the final string and makes the final decision, but it very much seemed like he was Tanner's guy,
Mm-hmm.
and
True.
Tanner
True.
is quote unquote suspended until June, and then we hope won't be returning to the club just because of bad. I don't know, just the negativity surrounding him. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, talent, regardless of the talent that he may have. It seems like he was toxic in other ways. So,
What would it take to
um,
make Tanner the Union gritty? Where,
oh, I
somehow
don't
or
know.
another he recovers from
Public
where it's
flogging.
at.
I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
Not that
That's
Gritty had that big of a deal. I mean, like Gritty, let's be honest, it was just those first couple of shots that made Gritty look like a psychopath.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
is there something that Tanner could do? Because he is coming back during the World Cup break. Um,
No, I honestly
yeah,
don't think there is.
I agree. I think his time is done. But yeah,
In this, I just with the way things are at the moment, I don't think there's a graceful way to do that. I think he would have to redeem himself somehow, perhaps somewhere else or something. Not that he would come back to the Union. I don't mean that either, but that's the only scenario I can see. I think it would take time and some sort of uh repentance. I don't know what that would be.
Mm-hmm.
I have zero idea what that would be, but as it is, I don't know. It seems toxic. I could be totally wrong though, because the club leadership has surprised me before. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm all for a good redemption story, but I just don't see how that one would happen. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. So I think maybe good insurance for Carnell is with these next 4 games to extract the maximum amount of goodness and performance out of them. Yeah, I don't want to see the guy go.
No.
It's did an absolutely, record-setting performance last year with the team. So, I definitely want to see that.
For what it's worth, he seemed reassured
Yeah.
during the presser this week. I mean, I know it's his job to be positive. I understand that, but the previous week's presser, you could feel the frustration just rolling off him in waves.
Yeah.
Even though he was being positive,
Yeah.
you could still feel it. Now that was the 3-3, I believe. So that's extra frustrating in a way.
Mm-hmm. True.
But yeah, you could just, yeah, it was a lot. So I don't know if I'm conflating pressers, but you could feel it was getting to him. And this one, I don't know, he seemed maybe overly
Yeah.
for the result, but like maybe he was just glad they didn't get stomped too.
Yeah, maybe he was
I'm
like,
not
"Oh, we're
sure.
gonna get stomped."
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like it makes me wonder. It makes me hope that there's something in the wings. Like we had said last week, Quinny does seem to be getting closer and closer to coming back, which would be nice. That would be a really, really nice thing to see.
Yeah.
Not saying that's going to turn it all around, but it can't hurt at this stage. So I don't know. I really wasn't mad about it. I mean, I hate a 0-0 draw, but this one, I was like, all right, well, I will actually take it.
Yeah. Once again, I just come back to the defense didn't give up a goal.
Yeah, I think that fact should not be overlooked.
Nope.
Yeah. We had no red cards. In fact, I think, let me see here, looking at our stats, the Union in some respect did outperform, right? Like, so maybe this does feel like a 0-0 loss in some regards. We outshot them 16-9. Just in terms of shots on goal, we're looking at 5-2. And like heck, 3 of those were off the post. So yeah, it's 3 inches, right? I guess if the ball was just 3 inches over and at 3 different times during the game, we would be talking about this as a potential turnaround.
Yeah, but 3 inches in the other direction and you would have totally missed. That was from Mighty Ducks.
Well, in other news, if I may,
please do.
It looks like there our days of being bimbos may be numbered.
Oh, right.
Oh.
I don't know for sure if this will happen, but Bimbo is moving their headquarters back to Texas, where they originally started. So I am wondering if we will see a New Jersey sponsor after 14 years. Odd. 14 years? 15, 16. I don't know. 15 years. Well, I think we all know who the
Wawa.
obvious choice is.
Wawa.
And it is our beloved Wawa.
Oh, that would just be
second place to Comcast, but I would agree Wawa would be
best.
Wait, you would take Comcast over Wawa?
No, second place would be Comcast.
In likelihood. Second place
would
be Comcast. Yeah. No, but I
Wawa.
think
Wawa with that goose
they
on there would be so possible.
You were talking about that 70s jersey a few weeks ago.
Totally work. It would totally work.
Come on now.
Yeah, Wawa.
Unfortunately, I don't think the timing will line up.
Happen.
But, that would be beautiful. Now I'm dreaming. But yeah, so it'll be interesting. Nobody has said anything about the jersey sponsorship. I can see that definitely lasting through the year. I'm sure there's a contract.
I'm sure.
But I'm wondering about next year, who it will be. I mean, who knows? It might be somebody. I mean, we have Super Park at this point, so it could be something a little more national. But if it was Wawa, I would not be mad. I think there's a decent chance it's Comcast, I suppose, which also, okay. Kind of less excited about
Yeah.
that, but it's
I mean,
fine. Um, but yeah, so but Wawa would just really tie everything together, much like the Rug and Big Lebowski.
yeah, I would definitely tie the room together.
So yeah. So that I think that was the move was announced literally like right after we recorded last
Last
week.
week. Yeah.
So was honestly kind of excited to see it. I haven't bought a jersey since the original jersey, which had no sponsor on it. And not for any particular reason. I do have some that I was gifted. But I don't know.
But you'd be very, very, very tempted to buy a Wawa jersey.
I
Just
think I would
saying, Wawa.
have to if it was Wawa, I think I would have to for sure.
And you could sell them in the Wawas.
You know, let's
Union
go.
merch right there.
Oh
That
man.
would be
Need a Wawa
pretty damn
sandwich.
fantastic.
But what would okay?
Pretty
I want
damn
ideas. What would
fantastic.
a Union sandwich be at Wawa?
Interesting. Well, they don't serve snake, so that's good.
Is it too Pittsburgh to put crab fries on a sandwich? It's probably too much
Mm,
overhead for a lot of locations. Although I guess some do fries, I guess, but
they
it's
do fries,
but
and
not
really crab
everywhere
and crab fries are essentially just fries with Old Bay
with Old
seasoning
Bay
on them.
seasoning. Yeah,
I mean, they're darn
kind of
tasty.
proprietary, but I don't know.
I mean, does it have a pretzel roll of some sort?
Ooh,
There
now
we're
you're talking. I
yeah,
love a
now
pretzel roll.
there we go.
Now
Uh,
Yeah, I
we're
like the
circling.
pretzel roll idea.
like a
I mean,
cheesesteak done on a pretzel roll of some sort.
Ooh,
I'm just thinking, like, how Philly do they go with this? With some,
my God.
yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
they're gonna probably, if they ask the players, it'll be like some sort of a bowl with lots of turkey and high protein and fiber in it. But
Nah.
I think uh we're just like totally losing our minds on what would possibly be
I know.
Wawa's rollout here when Wawa has not even expressed, as far as we are
Yeah, I
know,
I
know.
don't care. I
an
just like the thought
interest in it.
experiment.
Yeah, I choose to live in
Saquon's
that
sandwich was
universe.
pretty straightforward. It was just essentially like a turkey hoagie.
Yeah,
Um,
I'd like something a little more interesting than what
Yeah, so it's
yeah,
he
got something
came up with.
spicy in it. I don't know why.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree.
It's got some spicy peppers of some variety, maybe in a sauce or
Well, we're just coming up with ideas for you here. So
mm-hmm.
I'm still stuck on the pretzel roll.
Like
it's
in a
got to,
good
now
way.
that you mentioned it, it's got to be a pretzel roll. I don't
Yeah.
think there's any two ways
All
around
right,
it.
here we go. Pretzel roll. We're gonna do like a modified Cuban, I think. Like pretzel roll, some pork, um,
Some roast pork on a
roast
pretzel
pork.
roll.
Yeah, maybe some pickled jalapenos.
I could be down
Um,
for that.
you
That's
know,
all sounding good.
'cause I don't know, maybe they put some like snake sauce or something. I don't know. Give it like
So
Give it
like
a name.
some sort of like a Cooper Sharp cheese toasted
Oh,
on top, and then yeah, with quote
tangy.
unquote snake sauce, which would be effectively like a spicy sriracha mustard
Mustard.
or something.
There it is. Done. We're done. All right, Wawa. It's a wrap. You
And
got
we're
it.
only asking for, free sandwiches.
Yeah. I mean, we could even do a turkey version if people don't want the pork. I'll give them that. Um, but there we go.
But that a pretzel roll
The
with
mustard,
roast pork or turkey,
sriracha,
Cooper
Cooper
Sharp
cheese.
yeah,
cheese,
good call on
hot
that.
Yeah,
hot peppers,
yeah.
and a what did you call it? A snake sauce?
Snake sauce. Yeah, that
Hmm.
could be the sriracha mustard or something. Yeah,
That
done. Yeah.
Yep.
and we might have to have a tasting before Wawa claims it.
I know. Honestly, I think the next
Just for
we're
us.
gonna go there and just gonna be like, I want to go grab one of the pretzels and just hand it to him over the counter.
this
Can
in
like
half.
just slice this in half, and here's what I want. It's like, you know,
Oh man.
And honestly, with Wawa, every time we go to a Wawa, everyone there just seems just so like just nice. It's like I bet you're probably like, okay, well, we'll do it this one time.
I bet they would.
Well,
Or at least you could buy all the parts and make it yourself.
that's what I'm planning on. We'll do a test run. We'll let you guys know how it goes.
I was talking to my coworker today who is not local because we all work remotely, and she's like, "Yeah, the place that you're always talking about. What is it called? Like a ka. What is it?
Kaka,
A quack
that
quack." I said, "No,
quack.
it's Wawa." So
But she knows that you talk about it a lot.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it is kind of a repetitive
mhm.
sounding name.
They just got one near her, so I was
Oh, okay.
encouraging her to go.
Yeah.
Oh, check it
So
out for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
so. But I think they are also getting a Bucky's, so we
Oh.
maybe
Really?
yeah. And
Wow.
this is I won't say where, but it's up north, so they're reaching because
That
they're
is a
Texas
surprise.
based. Yeah, so I'm wondering if we're looking at an infiltration of Bucky's at
I
some
don't
Because
know.
point.
there's only like
That's
9 Bucky's stores in the entire country at this point.
Yeah, I don't know.
it's going to be hard to go up against a Bucky's. I mean, if anyone could do it, it could be Wawa, but it's going to be like honestly, it's going to be Rocky versus Ivan Drago.
It's gonna be hard to have the space for Bucky's up in the
Yeah.
Northeast, though,
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
because they're huge
They're
and
massive.
depending on unless you're in the middle of like so let's say Pennsylvania maybe, but like I don't think that's
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's probably not where they want to be unless they're on an interstate or something.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I was at a
Um,
Bucky's in Texas. No joke. I counted. They had 96 gas pumps. So it was insane. And they had
I mean,
their
that's
own,
kind of the point, I guess, of
Yeah.
Bucky's.
Yep.
I think the true power and the true danger of a Bucky's is their whole barbecue department. I mean, they literally
Seriously.
have a
Like
section
12
of-
people to 20,
Yes.
12 to 20 people doing nothing but making barbecue sandwiches.
Like between the pork and the chicken and the brisket. I mean, it's just like it's like watching ballet, just watching these people prepare. Oh, it's yeah. Now, my blood is Wawa through and through, and I will die on that hill. But if
It's
Buc-ee's
red and
comes
white
into
heading
town-
towards your heart and blue and gold coming out.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
And all of it, my doctor's like, we got to watch this cholesterol, my man.
Too late.
But yeah. Well, hopefully it doesn't come to blows between Bucky's and Wawa. Hopefully
Yeah.
we learn to
That would be a
coexist
lot.
together.
That would be a lot.
Because
So
anyway. Well, I mean, honestly, that kind of I don't know. I would say it's a good way to end this episode, but it's on a nice.
what would
Yeah.
your ideal Wawa Union sandwich
Yeah.
be?
If you were designing the official Union sandwich at Wawa, what would it
Do you
be?
like our idea?
Do you have something better?
Do you have something better?
Are
Would
you
it not be a
Honestly,
sandwich at all? Would it be a
I'm all
bowl?
ears if you got something better.
Are
Would
you
it be
a
a bowl?
Wawa meatball fanatic? And how would you work the Union into the Wawa meatballs? You know, there's lots of opportunities there,
Yeah.
definitely.
I mean, it could be seasonal too. It could be something. Well, I guess now the seasons are going to change. That won't work as well. I was just thinking of the gobbler. The
Hmm.
beloved gobbler is only around from what, like late fall.
So you'd have a fall Union sandwich and a spring Union sandwich.
Well, you could do
Yeah.
that. I was just thinking, at first I was thinking the whole thing would just be seasonal, but taking that back because of we crossed too many seasons regardless, I think, to make it a very summery sandwich or
Yeah, I mean you could play off the classic gobbler type turkey in the fall and maybe
Yeah.
pork or something in the spring.
yeah. I don't know.
Or is there a vegetarian option that somebody
Yeah.
wants to throw out there? I'm
Mhm.
not averse to peppers and onions and cheeses and
Heck,
yeah.
throw some falafel in there. Do they have falafel at Wawa? I don't think
No.
they have falafel.
No, not yet.
That would be actually that would rock.
There's also the impossible options.
There's
I don't know if
impossible
I've
options.
never seen them at Wawa yet, but out in the world, so that could
Mhm.
be a thing.
Mhm.
So let us know, I guess, what you're thinking.
This has been another episode of a More Philly Kitchen.
Yep. More Philly sandwich.
More Philly sandwich.
That might be what what our World Cup podcast is. Because it probably won't be about the US team, let's be honest.
Well, hope dies last.
Yep. Or fast.
Hope dies, yeah. If it's last or fast. One or the
Yep.
other.
All right.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's
Okay.
well,
Are we-
okay.
Anything else?
We got the New England game coming up, and then shortly thereafter, we got the going to Columbus. Is that where we're headed after that?
They're hosting Columbus,
They're
so
hosting
it's
Columbus.
away. It's away at New England, away at Orlando, home to Columbus, and then away to
Okay.
Miami.
Wow, that's a lot. So if they're traveling up to New England on Saturday, and then 4 days later they're heading down to Orlando. I know Carnell did mention that the second half of the season it's more home field advantage for the Union,
Yes,
more
he did
home
say
games.
that. Mhm.
So yeah, hopefully that also works to our advantage, but
We can hope.
we can hope. All right. Anything else?
Onward.
Yeah, as soon as we're done here, we're gonna run to Wawa and get a sandwich.
I know.
All right, if you want to join in our conversation, you can reach us at our website, amorephillyunion.com. Be sure to send us your questions either via email or on socials, particularly Instagram's a good one. We'll be sure to get back to you and include them on the pod. You can email us at pod@amorephillyunion.com. On Instagram, YouTube, Threads, and Bluesky, we are a More Philly Union. Be sure to check out our Spotify playlist. Just look for the More Philly Union, the one with the musical notes. See if we do add the Severance theme song this week. I'm going to try to work that one in. And if you want to get your own More Philly Union swag, you can do so. Just check out our online store, go to our website or to our link tree to get the link. Be sure to download and subscribe to our podcast wherever you get yours. And while you're at it, go show some love to one of our favorite forces for good in the world, the Philadelphia Union Foundation. You can check them out at philadelphiaunionfoundation.org. So thanks, everyone, for tuning into another episode of A More Philly Union. We are your hosts. I'm E.
I'm C.
And I'm Paul.
Go Union!
I just remember hearing a comedian one time talk about how cuisine is always made from the grandmothers, and it's always made by taking food that nobody else wants and finding a way to make it tasty. Whereas you think of Italian cuisine or even French cuisine, and I mean, especially French, like how many ways can we make gizzard into something that people actually want to eat?
I mean,
Right.
I mean, heck, the French with their whole the goose liver stuff.
Pate.
Foie gras.
Foie gras. Oh,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, let's just force feed some ducks and then eat just their livers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just remember being in France 100 years ago with my friend when she was living there, and she bought some little magazine that would, it was like a restaurant guide. She was always looking for places, and prefix menus left, right, and center. And she was just like, "Oh, this one's really cheap. You know what that means? Organs."
Sweetmeats.
Yep, sweetmeats.
Yeah.
But I did have an order of sweetmeats one time at a really nice restaurant in the States. It was really good.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was.